Welcome, everyone, to another Saturday edition of the Game or Die channel. And today we're going to be playing some classic arcade games. Hey, how's it going, Game & Zone? How are you doing today on this fine Saturday weekend? I hope you're doing well. We got a good amount of arcade games that we're going to be playing. We're going to take it a little bit old school, a little bit coin-op classics. If you don't know what coin-op means, it means coin operated. So, like the arcade right behind me, those used and required coins to actually play, and it was coin operated. So that's where that thing is. I'm doing pretty good. I am just, oh man, it's Saturday afternoon, and it feels like Saturday morning. I'm just tired, but I want to play some games, kind of, get the juices flowing a little bit. So we're gonna start off with one of my favorite arcade games, and I actually played this, not just played it. I owned this arcade game. That's right, the classic Ninja Turtles 1989 Konami classic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what it's called. That's it. And I actually owned this arcade, the original real arcade cabinet. And boy, I miss it. I loved it. It was actually in my store for a good long time, too. Um, I was able to get it and load it into the store and made a fair chunk of money off of it just for the fact that it brought in people from nostalgia reasons. But that music is classic. All right, so we are going to play as Michelangelo, my favorite Ninja Turtle. And we're going to just go through this whole thing. We're going to kind of try and keep track of how many credits we used. And I do have a whole reward system planned out for 1 CC, which means for 1 credit clear. And credit clear means you beat the game with 1 quarter, basically. That's where that term comes from. So I gotta see if I can, give me 1 second here, change the input settings just a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, let's see here. There we go. All right, so that should be X, and this should be A. Hold on 1 second. I did not check the controls here. A is A, X is X. Okay, that's weird. Let's see. Nope. Wow, I'm already messing this up. You know what? We can fix that if I can get that working. Oh boy, now I really messed this up. Already starting off strong here. I don't know what's going on here. Basically, the controls are reversed. X should be attack and B or A should be jump. But for whatever reason, move this stuff out of here so that I can get a little bit better of this. Just delete to clear. Yeah, what's the question? I'm happy to answer questions while I try and figure this out here. Input settings. Here we go. Why is back A? That is so weird. My favorite video game controller of all time is the Xbox Series, or the Xbox One Series 2 controller. It's the one that I'm using. It is phenomenal. It is just the best controller of all time. It feels good. It's nice and heavy. It has pretty much everything that you need. Also Bluetooth now, which is a really nice integrated battery as well. The only thing it doesn't have, the only thing is gyroscopes. So an accelerometer so that I could map things like the Wii motion stuff. That is the only thing that is missing, and it would be the absolute perfect controller. But it is just kind of the thing that I actually really like. Okay. Cancel is A. Let's clear cancel. There we go. Back. I don't know. We're going to clear that. It's going to be escape. And I just cleared out of the system. Oh, of course. All right. Let's try this again really quick here. At least we got that. Back and cancel. Clear is Y. Okay. PlayStation 3 controller. Are you talking the 6-axis or are you talking about the DualShock 3? I'm sure the DualShock 3, no one likes the 6-axis. Okay, so return to previous menu, close system. That should fix everything here. DualShock 3. Okay, yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's a great that is a great controller, man. I really liked that controller. When they came out with the DualShock 3, when they changed it to 6-axis, where it was all focused on motion control and trying to be the Wii, you know, that really bummed me out. And then also removing the rumble feature, right? That was just such a stupid move. But when they put it back in with the DualShock 3, then it was just a perfectly great controller. I am not a fan of the squishy triggers, though. Okay. That is still wrong, but now I should be able to switch them. So button 1 should be A. Button 2 should be X. And yeah, there we go. All right, now we're going to play through this game. Here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah, the squishy controllers on the PS3 just were not something that I really enjoyed. Ooh. And I would really like to play more with that controller, but I just can't. It's also just with the older technology, too, of the USB micro controller port. It's harder to find those cables nowadays. You know, everything's USB-C, and that's such a universal system. Like with USB, when they went to micro USB for controllers, but then not everyone had that, it made it so much harder. And then everyone went to C, and it was like, oh, this is way easier. This is way, way easier. Most innovative would be the Wiimote and nunchucks. Yeah, dude, that whole controller system was wild when it came out. It was really interesting, too, because when that came out, there was nothing like it. Like, motion controls really didn't exist or anything like that. And it was just crazy. I remember I was working at Geek Squad at the time, which was in Best Buy. And when that system came out, we were all just like, oh my gosh, people are going to destroy these controllers and TVs. And they did. You know, you definitely saw people throwing their controllers and swinging them and hitting their TVs and breaking them. All right, so we got Rocksteady here. And the classic Konami thing of when the boss takes damage, he starts flashing. It's great. So I never learned the boss strategies. I always just kind of started hitting them. You know, just getting them in the corner, started hitting them. Again, because of the credits. So this would be 1 credit. So I could not beat this game without using a continue or a coin. We have plenty. We have unlimited. And it was 1 more hit. You know, that's a bummer. All right, Shred Dude is taking April. Yeah, the Move was awful, and so was the Kinect. It's such a bummer that they tried to copy it, and you just could tell, like, they didn't have a real understanding of the science behind it, and they just tried to do the same thing. They said, well, Nintendo's doing motion controls and is doing gangbusters, so why don't we do the same thing? And it never felt like it was innovative or interesting. It was just copying. Oh man, the language in this and the voice recording in this is just great too. I love this game. This is a great game. And just the little things like being able to, well, that for sure, falling into the sewer, the open sewer, and saying, who put the lights out? That's great. And then also being able to hit back the manhole cover and use these parking meters as weapons too. It's great. All these games are classics, man. I miss this era of beat 'em ups or brawlers. Invisimals. I don't think I've heard of that. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. AR is really interesting. Sorry, lady. I thought you were a bad guy. AR is really interesting. With the 3DS, I think that was probably the first real time that I messed around with that stuff. Because they kind of had a similar little thing where you could use the 3DS cameras and, you know, kind of just have them open and viewing your surroundings. And then they would put, you know, certain things on. I think there was like a Star Fox mini game and some Pokemon stuff, and they definitely had the cards that you could use, and it would scan it with like a QR code, and it would bring it up and like put it on the camera feed. And I think that was probably the first time I really messed around with AR. But I am more VR. I think AR has its uses. It's interesting, but I really kind of want to be immersed and surrounded completely with the game, not in the real world with game-like elements. However, I will say, so we got another, so there's two, so let's see if this works. 1, 2. Okay, cool. And we're sticking with Mikey the entire time. We could choose other turtles, but Michelangelo is always my favorite, so we're sticking with Michelangelo. But with AR, you have your camera feed displaying the real world. And there's definitely use cases for that, especially with the Apple Vision, like kind of coming out and people really like looking at it for the first time. Not just going, oh, VR is some nonsense stuff. It's like, no, people are really looking at that stuff now because it's Apple, you know. As much as I don't like it, as much as I think it's way too expensive, I think Apple's getting that technology out there for the first time in the mass market. And so it's really nice to be able to see that for the first time and have people really go, oh, this is what this technology can do. And so I'm actually really interested to see what Apple does with it. But at the same time, AR is just, it's not for me unless it's a very specific use case. Like if I was sitting in the living room and my wife's cooking dinner or something, and she says, hey, can you just like, or if I wanted to just use, there's another credit. Bebop's kind of difficult. Again, just like a couple more hits and we could have gotten it. All right. What was I going to say? So if like we're sitting in the living room and dinner is about to be ready and I'm just kind of wanting to use the computer, that's a great use case for AR because I could have the glasses on and be able to see the real world surroundings and just use the computer, you know, like in a virtual screen like that. But when I want to play games, man, I want to be fully immersed. Yeah, I've never heard of that series before. I've never heard of it. I'd be interested to take a look at it at some point, just to see what it's all about. I'm always game for taking a look at something. Let's see here. All right. Man, this is great. And I can't remember, so I think this is where the pizza eating aliens that look like, or not look like, they are xenomorphs show up. You got the Mousers from Baxter Stockman. So not a couple months ago, last year, I started reading through the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. And man, that was so fun. And Shadow Zone and Lost Tribe. Yeah, dude, none of those titles are ringing a bell to me. I don't think I've heard of any of those. So it was on the PSP? Is that what you said? Or did it start on PS2? Because that sounds like a PS2, very much a PS2 type of title. Okay, PSP. Yeah, I didn't play a lot of PSP. That's probably why I've never heard of it. Like, I owned a PSP, but I only had like a handful of games. All right, so we got one more credit. Here we go. And what's really nice about these games is, you know, you don't have to take them too seriously, especially with an emulator and stuff like that. You can just kind of have fun beating foot soldiers up and seeing what the... All right, here's classic TV show Baxter Stockman, because he's white in this one and in the cartoon. But in the original comics, he's a black dude. And he's like a scientist with... InGen, or no, that's Jurassic Park. TCRI, I believe, is the company that he's with in the comics and the movie, I believe, too. But I don't think Baxter Stockman's in the movie. I haven't seen that original Turtles movie in a good long time. Oh, Shell Shock. Man, I'm not doing good on Baxter. That's fine though. And these games are always way better with multiple people, for sure, but I don't got anyone else to play with today, so we're just doing just me, and we're gonna see how long it takes. There we go. There's Baxter. He is done.
Come and get him, Yell Brain.
All right, another level down. So when I have this game in the store, people would try to play this all the time, and it was so much fun watching people and seeing how far they could get before either they got bored or they don't want to spend money on it. Oh, for the Invisimals, there was an animated series for it. Again, it sounds very much like an animated series, like media conglomerate type of thing. Yeah. I love those little things within the weapon, or within the level. It makes it so much more enjoyable. Just doing little things like that. That's what a lot of those beat 'em ups of this time don't do very well, is they don't give you enough stuff to do within the level. And that's what I really liked about the Return of Shredder game that came out a couple years ago that tried to emulate these games in the style. They actually added a few good chunks of like level detail and stuff like that. Man, I'm just screwing it up. All right, come on, Mikey. Let's take it a little bit more serious. Let's not keep losing. All right. Ooh. But yeah, I could play this game all the time. I've beaten this game so many times over my life. Hey, Heartstream, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well on this Saturday, I'm assuming evening for you, or Sunday morning, perhaps. But I am just sitting here playing through the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. Oh, we need to take Rocksteady down first. If you can get one down, it's a lot easier to manage. Oh, so okay, Saturday night. Well, sweet, awesome. I'm trying to remember all the different time zones of my viewers now. So you are, so you're 8. You're 8 hours ahead of me. Okay, so there's another credit. We're trying to keep score of how many times I die in this game and how many credits I need to use. See, it's always like 1 or 2 hits. If I could stay alive for 1 or 2 more hits, then I wouldn't have died. Central time zone, but Tennessee, USA. Yeah. We're not East Coast time. We're Central. The other part of the state is East Coast, but we're in the middle of Tennessee, and so we're still technically Central time zone. Yeah, so it's 2:20 p.m. right now. I just started about 20 minutes ago at 2 o'clock. Did you ever play this game when you were younger, or even now, like playing on stream? Have you ever streamed it? Because I love these games. I actually owned the original arcade cabinet. I had it in my video game store that I owned. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to be better about this, but I'm kind of junking it up here. I'm not doing great on this playthrough. I used to be fairly decent. Fairly. Not amazing. You think you played every single one of them? Nice, dude. Awesome. These are classics. Ah, yeah. Shredder's Revenge. I was just talking about how cool that game was. I loved that game. That was such a fun game. Even the DLC was really good too. Absolutely. Super epic game. Like, the fact that with the DLC, like, one, they added Kurai and Yusaga Yojimbo in it. Like, that was so cool to see. But then also the DLC with the Shattered Dimension stuff, seeing the Mirage universe, the comic universe, and then also the arc. Dude, I feel like I just got wrecked on that life. I'm just getting quadruple teamed here. I gotta take these guys out. I do too. I really miss them. Like, we just don't get a lot of these games that we used to get all the time back in the day. It's very rare. And when we do, they're not very good most of the time, you know. There's a good one every 10, releases or so. For every 10 studios that make this type of game, there's one that's actually decent. And I really do think it comes down to a lot of the stuff that you just don't see in them. Like, I was talking about how the environment plays a big part in these games. Like, you have the manhole cover, where if you walk close to it, then a foot soldier will jump up with the manhole cover and he throws it at you, and then you can knock it back at him, and then you can also fall into the manhole cover. So it's not just like a one and done thing. There's multiple things that go on with those environmental stuff. Those are that doesn't count. Come on. I should not have died just because I was talking. Yeah. Well, I mean, Scott Pilgrim was in 2010. That's a 13-year-old game. Yes, Streets of Rage 4 was awesome. Shredder's Revenge was awesome. Scott Pilgrim's awesome. But those are like 3 out of the last 13 years, you know? And it's more rare than anything else. But those are fantastic games. Every single one of those. I love Scott Pilgrim when it came out, and I kept trying to tell people about it, and people just did not play it. It was so weird. So many people did not play that game. And then it got delisted for, you know, a decade. And you couldn't buy it or play it anywhere unless you owned it on the 360 or PS3, which I owned that game both times on both systems. That's how much I love that game. I bought it twice. And the DLC. And then I bought it a third time when it came out a couple years ago in 2020 or early 2021, I believe. Right before I moved out here to Tennessee. It came out on Steam and all that. And I played through it, and man, that was a fun game. I remembered how fun it was. I do remember when that game first came out, I could not understand the upgrade system. I didn't understand how it worked, so I didn't upgrade my characters, and I couldn't even get past the second level because it was so difficult. And I didn't realize you had to go into the store that's kind of hidden and upgrade your characters' like actual stats. Like, it's crazy. Oh yeah, that's a plan too. We're playing the Simpsons game, which I also own the real arcade cabinet of in the store. It was the Simpsons and this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that I had in the store that I owned, and those are two of my favorites too. So I got to own two of my favorite arcade games, which was really fun. But yeah, these Konami games, man. Konami made some amazing arcade games back in the day. All right, there's another death. We're gonna cowabunga indeed. Oh man, we gotta get rid of these guys. And the jump attack is actually really, really useful. Yeah, I closed it back in 2013, early 2013. It was fun while it lasted. Unfortunately, so many things like GameStop, which is a global chain at this point. Man, that was rough. That was a quick one. Because the GameStop came in. They're a big corporate game store. They came in literally across the street and put me out of business. Took all my customer base and put me out of business. Oh yeah, you need someone else to manage how many characters there are on screen. But it's a lot of fun. Like even single player, this is still fun. There's a busted turtle van. Oh yeah, it was a big bummer back in the day when it happened, but it's been so long it doesn't bother me anymore. But it is still a bummer to think about, like, oh man, that was such a fun job. Like, this is the best job I ever had. So fun. Yeah. See, those little environmental attacks, the barrels and stuff, they allow you to kind of strategize a little bit, and like, it just makes the gameplay so much more enjoyable and varied too. No, not anymore. Prices are way too bad. Retro prices are astronomically out of whack right now. Games are costing 4 times as much as they should. You know. There's one more. So like a copy of, you know, Super Mario Brothers, super common cartridge for the NES. Cost 4 times as much as I would have sold. I would have sold that game for $5 because it would come in all the time, it would get traded in, and it was super common. But now it's costing $30, $40 for a loose cartridge with no box, no manual, and it's all because of YouTube. All these YouTubers started acting like everything's a collector's item, which it's not. And then you start getting the games that are really, really bad, like actually bad games. But they're not in production anymore, so everyone wants to have complete collections, so they bump up the fake rarity of it. And again, these bad games no one should have or play in their library now have become collector's items and costing hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I would never open a store anymore. That's one of the worst investments I can think of, is opening a retro game store in this day and age. And that's coming from someone who owned one for several years. Like, it's not a good idea. You could make a lot of money, but you would have to have a customer base that has no idea the value of anything, which is insanely hard to have nowadays, because everyone could just look up the prices online. Back when I owned my store, no one knew about price charting, or, you know, even eBay. They would sometimes say, oh, I can sell this on eBay for X amount of dollars. And it's like, yeah, you could, but you're going to have to ship it out. You're going to have to do your research, or you can take the store credit that I'm giving you. Yes. Yeah. Crazy amount of prices for super unrare games. I haven't looked at prices in years, so that might be a little out of whack, but I can pretty much guarantee you it's roughly around there. I saw a price for Super Mario 3. Again, not a rare game, $50 2 days ago on Reddit. And I just went, that's insane. That's how much I used to pay, or used to sell a whole Nintendo console for. Yeah, and even then, $10 is 50%, double of what I used to sell it for back in 2009, 2010. It's just, it is a really weird and unfortunate thing that people are acting like retro games are some sort of collector's items. They're not. Technology should not increase in pricing. Yeah, but like I said, I saw Mario 3 for $50 2 days ago. Oh man, what are these guys called? They're from Dimension X. I can't remember what they're called. We have the Triceratons, but those are the dinosaurs. We have the Umtrons, which are Krang's alien race. Man, we are just sucking up the quarters here. I cannot remember what the rock people are called. Oh, I'm in a corner here. We need to get it. We need to get out. Still have one more life. Ooh. I've never been good at these boss fights, ever. He's flashing too. Oh man. Was that 2 quarters on him so far? I can't get it. I can't get this guy. He should be dead by now. Come on. Man. Ooh. Yeah, he's super flashy now. Come on, man. Dude, this is a tough boss. Wow. He's just taking me to the cleaners. Can't jump attack. There we go. Wow. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, totally. Being able to physically have the things that you like is really nice. I've kind of grown out of that, especially because I lost my collection. I had all that stuff and it got taken away from me, and I just can't go through that again. Having that collection be destroyed was a real bummer. Oh, man. But again, these environmental things just add a little bit more to this game. It would be so much more boring if it was just the hallway with nothing else. I do wish that the enemies got hurt from them. I think that's a little unfair that the enemies can't get hurt from them. Yeah, and the thing is, there's things like the Man, this game is just... I wonder if the dip switches are set to hard. They might be. So that's what's kind of cool too, is like, because I own these games, I started being able to really understand dip switches. They're actual physical switches. And I learned this way back when dealing with IT. But old hardware actually had everything physically. So there was actual physical switches that you would turn on and off to set different settings. And then there would be a menu system that would just tell you them. Then, a little bit later, they would actually have... Oh, man. Dude, this is getting hard. Then they would have menu systems within the game, like an options menu, but it was hidden, and it was only accessible at startup. So you have to restart the cabinet, like unplug it physically. There was no on-off button. Unplug the cabinet, plug it back in, and then do a button command to be able to get into the hidden menu system. There's another quarter. Oh, no! Oh, that sucks. I accidentally quit out of it. That freaking sucks. Oh, man. That's such a bummer. Well, here we go. We're going to do it. We're going to just do it all over again, man. We're beating this game today. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, here we go. Since we did it, so with MAME, you actually have access to those dip switches within the game. So you can set the different lives and the difficulty and things like that. But you can see at the bottom of the screen, there's actual switch categories. When you turn things on and off, you can see that the switches actually, turn on and off, go up and down. And that's really, really cool. So we'll do... Yeah, that's right. Very difficult. We'll do normal. We don't need demo sounds. That's fine. But there we go. So we'll reset it. And now we should get 5 lives. And I don't have to die as many times. Ah, that's such a bummer. I did not mean to accidentally quit out of that. Oh, that sucks. You left it on the shelf and it fell off on accident and broke. That's a bummer. Oh, dude. I feel for you. All right. We could have put it on easy. I don't want to do that. We don't need easy. I could do this game. This game is I was fairly close from what I remember. It's been a while. So we can get past it. I just got to be a little bit more cautious with some of these enemies, especially the bosses. Jump attack always helps too, especially with Mikey. He's got a really good jump attack. I love that cartwheeling, backflipping foot soldier. The foot soldier design is so good too. I love how all the different colored foot soldiers actually do different things. Like, one throws boomerangs if it's orange. The white ones have shurikens and stuff like that. Just super cool. That guy's run with his arms to his side. All right, so there's one death, but again, we've got 5 lives per credit now, so we'll use less credits. And I always tried to make sure that people had a fun time in my store, and so with the dip switches, I always either had it on easy or 5 credits or whatever, because most people couldn't. I mean, you saw me, like, I couldn't even get past Rocksteady, the first level, without using a quarter. And we all know these games were designed to, like, siphon money out of people. So I always tried to make sure that people, got their money's worth with these games. The only thing is people would play it once and then never play it again when they came in. So it was more of a little bit of nostalgia than anything else. I cannot believe that I closed out of that. We're going to take Rocksteady down, though. There we go. See? A little bit better this time. And Shredhead's got April again. But the thing with collectors now is none of them are collecting because they want to. They're collecting them to make money. That's really what the bigger issue is with all this retro gaming, is everyone's just trying to make money off of the games. Whether it's starting a YouTube channel and showcasing, hey, look at the rare game that I have. And that is really the issue. Hey, Bruno, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We're playing a little Ninja Turtles tonight, or today. It's the afternoon, 2 p.m. Almost 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., but we're playing a little bit of classic Ninja Turtles arcade, which I actually owned. I had the big Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet in my game store that I used to have, and that was real fun. But we're playing this. I got fairly far earlier, and I accidentally quit out of the game. So we're just replaying it because I want to beat this game today. It's a fun game. It's worth playing. It's not going to take too long. We're counting the credits that I'm using, how many times I die and have to use a quarter. And if I had the physical arcade cabinet, I would actually play on the physical arcade cabinet. I just don't anymore. But I think that would be fun. I could do some stuff with this arcade behind me. Maybe we'll do that for a stream. I think that would be fun. Oh, man, I could use some pizza time. Oh, I should have, too. I did not realize I was that low on health. When you have infinite credits, you kind of don't really pay attention to health like you do when you're normally playing on the physical arcade cabinet. Gotta knock that down. We'll get it just because it's gonna go away anyways. What's the name of this game? This is Ninja Turtles, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game on the arcade. They made a Nintendo port, like the original NES Nintendo port of this game on the NES back in 1990, I believe, 91 maybe. Yeah, I think 91 is when it came out. Yeah, it's an arcade game, so it looks really good. Ooh, that's right, that thing falls down. And being able to hit back some of the weapons and stuff makes this game so much more enjoyable, because they really put thought into the characters and the weapons and just all the different stuff in this game. Okay, one more life. Yeah, okay. So we got 0 lives. So this is our second credit, I believe. There we go. Yeah, I love that. All right, we got Bebop here, which I think I like Bebop more. I always love those classic 80s glasses and the purple mohawk. All right, he's blinking like a normal, awesome Konami boss. I love that fighting stance, that victory dance that he does. Ooh. All right, so there is one next credit. So here we go again. And we're playing through as Michelangelo. We're not gonna switch out to Leonardo or Donatello or Raphael. We're sticking with Mikey, because Michelangelo is my favorite Ninja Turtle. So that's what we're doing today. My goal is to beat this game, go into Turtles in Time, which is the next game in the series, and then maybe finish up with the Simpsons game. the Simpsons arcade game, because that was another arcade cabinet that I owned. But we'll see how the day goes. I do have to have a little bit of a shorter stream this afternoon just because we got church in the in the evening, but we're doing fine for time right now. Yeah, it's a Ninja Turtles game. Yeah, this is classic. This is one of the first Ninja Turtles games. First arcade game for sure. Love the Mousers. Mousers were always really cool looking. Oh man. Okay. Okay, game. Man, dude, I'm getting wrecked by those rockets. The one thing that I don't like is that the enemies go right through the environmental traps. So we've been talking classic retro collecting and stuff like that. Do you collect any video games, or you just kind of play them? Or like watching them? Because some people just don't play games. They just watch them, and you know, that's totally cool too. If you were just the type of person who wants to watch a video game be played, but maybe you don't have the money for the hardware or whatever, hey, that's fine. That's what I'm here for, to entertain and show off some really cool video games. I will always be a die-hard Ninja Turtles fan. Always. The 2012... Okay, now we got Baxter. We gotta beat him a little bit better and quicker than we did last time. And it's all about managing the drop shadow. That drop shadow is really important because then you can kind of see where you are in the environment and where he is, so that you can attack him in the air. Man, these Mousers, dude, they're just a nuisance. We got shell-shocked. Okay, there's another credit. So we're going to put one more in, and we're going to start off. We're going to keep going. We're going to take him out. We're doing better than we did the last round, for sure. So today is all about arcades, because we beat... What did we beat yesterday? We've been going through so many games. I've beaten so many games in the last several, weeks. It's unbelievable. I love streaming just so that I can say, hey, I've been beating video games over the last couple of months. Like, just going through tons. Having the time to do it, too. It's phenomenal. I regret not doing it sooner. But basically, what I would say is... We've beaten so many games over the last couple of days. The Star Fox series, we're on Star Fox Zero. I gotta figure out how to get that working more than anything else, because it's a Wii U game and it requires the Wii U pad and all that. But I played and beat Batman, tried to get into Batman Revenge of the Joker, and that game is just tough. Much more difficult and not as fun. Definitely not as fun as the Sunsoft original NES Batman game. We also played through the entire Donkey Kong Country series, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that as well. And then, because I beat all those games, I'm trying to figure out what to play next. And so today, I didn't know what to play, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to just play some Ninja Turtles. That sounds fun, but the NES versions are going to be a little bit more tough because you don't get unlimited continues and unlimited retries and all that. So I'd much rather at least play through one of these games, and the best way to do that is with the arcade. So we're going to be playing some arcade games today. And like I said, I owned this original arcade cabinet when it came out. Or not when it came out, way after, in 2009. This came out in 1990. Or 89, I believe, for the original. No, 90. The copyright's 90 on this. And you gotta manage, now you got Bebop and Rocksteady, both. You gotta manage one, so you gotta take one out. I love that they butt their heads together like that. Because they were always kind of goofy and dumb in the cartoon. There we go, we got one. Much more manageable. Ah, that kick is brutal. Hey, with one hit left. Yeah, we're bouncing through this game a little bit easier now. Got a kiss from April. That's always good. Let's get to that secret factory. So when I owned this game, this cabinet, the big gigantic arcade cabinet, it weighed several hundred pounds. You don't realize how big and heavy these arcade cabinets actually are until you try and move one. Ooh, wow, that guy just destroyed me. Ooh, okay. Let's reposition ourselves. Let's get ready. We'll do a little stretch. Let's knock this guy out. There we go. Good. Now he's done. Love those backflipping foot soldiers. Oh man, this guy won't go down. I love those little massive bombs with the face paint. Like, what is that called? Nose art? Like on a fighter jet? I love those little details in this game. It always makes it so much more enjoyable to play. There we go. Got both of them. Like, look at that. So good. Okay, good. But when I play this, when I own this game, I try to make it as fun as possible and not be like super quarter munchy, where these games just required so many quarters to beat, and I never wanted people to feel like angry about that. That guy is should not be up there. I've never seen that before. What is happening? I have never seen that before in this game. I don't even know if I can get him. We got a pizza. Ah. I was right about to go get it, too. Okay, he's back down. He's back down on the ground. Is he? No. Oh, I hope we can advance, dude. Like, I don't think he's on the same plane. There we go. We got him. We got him. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen him where he glitched out like that. That was crazy. Okay, let's see here. So after beating all these games over the last several weeks, I'm kind of stumped on what to play next. So we got several days until Tomb Raider comes out, which is going to be our next series that we go through. Oh, man. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered come out on Wednesday, so I'm excited about that. I love these levels. These are fun levels. On the rocket-powered or jet-powered skateboard. How cool is that? Come on. You can't be mad about that. And look at how cool those foot soldier skateboards are. I wish I had that type. I want that skateboard, man. I wish I had that type of skateboard. I would love to learn how to skate on one of those things. Okay, there's another. Continue. Ah. Okay, we can do this. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. When is this going to be done? But I will... Ooh, that guy. What is he even shooting me with? Man, dude. These games, they're difficult. I don't care what anyone says. These are difficult games. You wouldn't think so, but they really are. And it's really hard single player. Those bombs. The knockback on those bombs are rough. If you can get the swinging jump attack like that, you can manage them a little bit better. All right. Jump in the turtle van, also known as the battle wagon. I never liked the name battle wagon. Turtle van, come on. Let's bust this joint. Shredder got taken, or Splinter got taken. We're gonna save Splinter. Ah, come on. Go. Oh my gosh, dude. Come on. That was the worst possible area to be in. Right where they jump and spawn. We're gonna go up here. Man. These games can be just tough. Again, manageable when you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about shelling out quarters. There's another one. All right. But it gets way more easy when you have a person playing with you. Just so much more manageable. Because the amount of enemies don't change if you have 1 or 4 turtles. All right. Let's do it. These look like little flying toaster mosquitoes. I don't know what they're supposed to be. I don't remember them from the cartoon. But I haven't watched the cartoon in years. It's been a good long time since I watched the cartoon. So I don't know what those are supposed to be. I'm assuming they're just some Baxter Stockman, you know, type of enemy. We gotta get that guy. There we go. Hey, Siegfried, how's it going, man? We were playing some classic arcade action today. Some classic Ninja Turtles. And it's pizza time. Buenas tardes. Hope you're doing well. Oh, here's the boss, man. We were having some hard times on this guy before. Yeah, I love this game too. I actually owned the big old arcade cabinet back in 2009. It was one of my favorite things that I had. It was so cool to own. I had to sell it at some point, but no, it was the Simpsons arcade that I sold. I got this one, and unfortunately, it got destroyed in a flood. And so that was a bummer. It was a real bummer. Oh, come on. Okay, so there's one more death. Ah. One more coin, and we're going. We're going again. But yeah, this is one of my favorite arcade games of all time. The first one. A lot of people like Turtles in Time more, and I will agree that it is probably a better game. I just don't prefer it. I like this one more. It has more nostalgia, memories attached to it, and things like that. And I think with Turtles in Time, it's a little bit more gimmicky too. And this guy just, he is really hard, but we got him. We got him much quicker this time around. And we save Splinter.
Thank you, my turtles.
You're welcome, Splinter. Now we got the Technodrome. Dude, look how cool that thing looks. I always love the Technodrome. Oh, gotta find it. We're in it. We found it. Don't know what they mean by we gotta find the Technodrome. So what I've been saying over the course of this game is one of the reasons why I think this game like stands up and holds out is because the environmental stuff in the game actually, like that, actually matter. Is not just backgrounds, which a lot of these brawlers actually focus way too much on. Okay, this guy. Oh my gosh. I just want to get this guy. There we go. But yeah, the environmental stuff in this game is way more influential to the game itself. Like, it matters if you get hit by that stuff. Like, it deals damage, you know, certain things can help or hurt you, and it makes everything a lot more important, basically, which I really like. So we're going to be playing through this game, definitely. We're kind of close to the end here. And then we're going to be playing through Turtles in Time as well, at least. If we have time, we might do a Simpsons run through as well, because that was the other arcade game that I owned, was The Simpsons. And that was really fun too. Ah, man. Oh, shell shock. All right. Okay, cowabunga. Cowabunga indeed, Michelangelo. Dude, those things are rough, dude. They're real rough. And now we got the elevator. Every good brawler has an elevator level. Oh my gosh. There we go. But these are so fun. Oh man, I need some pizza. I need some pizza. Dang it. Oh, Street Fighter 2? Yeah, dude, that's cool. Back in the day in the neighborhood store, they had Street Fighter 2 and Turtles. Yeah, I miss when stores had arcade cabinets on the regular, you know, because as a kid, you know, I would get dragged to shopping with my mom and I wanted to do something. Shopping was super boring. Oh, we got another Dimension X Rock Soldier. I can't remember the name of these guys. I know there's General Trag, but I can't remember the race of these guys, what they're called, what their race is called. You're going to the bakery? Okay, cool. Yeah, dude. Bruno, I'll see you in a little bit. Have a good time at the bakery. Get something good. I'll be streaming for a little bit. I'll be live for a little bit. All right. But my mom would drag me to go shopping and stuff like that, and there was a lot of stores that had arcade cabinets, like kind of near the front, you know, the checkout area, so that us kids could play arcade games while our parents shopped. And I loved that. I missed that. That was so much fun. Yeah. We had arcades, and arcades were basically that too, like where we just had a whole store dedicated to video games, and you could just sit there and play video games all day long. It was so much fun. But those died out pretty quickly in the mid 90s, and we just don't have arcades anymore. You'll see a couple arcade cabinets in certain areas, like movie theaters still have them, bowling alleys and pizza places sometimes still have them, depending on the movie theater or bowling place. But it's a lot of new stuff, and you very rarely see this old stuff anymore. Yeah, you keep the change, and then you spend it on the video games. That's right. All right, we got Krang with his android body, and this is my favorite android body of all time in any media. I love how weird this thing looks. All right, there's another coin. Let's do it. It's weird that Krang like kind of became like not the main villain, because he really seemed like he was the main villain. Shredder always, especially in the TV show, he always seemed like he was second fiddle. And Krang was like the genius mastermind, but that's not actually how it is. Oh man. This is the one thing about this game, is the combat is very basic. There's not a whole lot of combos you can do, or special moves, or strategy. It's kind of just, you know, hit buttons and try and avoid attacks when you can. Dude. It's starting to blink. There we go. Oh man, that was some good ones. The new TMT, what? Are you talking movie, TV show, comics, video games? The new video game that came out a couple years ago called Shredder's Revenge is really, really good. Okay, video game? Yeah. The new Shredder's Revenge is what it's called. It's like this. It feels very much like this, and it's really, really good. I would highly suggest playing it if you haven't. Maybe we'll play that on stream one day. I would like to go through that game again. It's not that hard. Yeah, Game Pass has it, and it's really fun. So now we're at Shredder, where he's got this weird double Shredder thing going on, which I don't ever remember. You know what? In the comics, he actually might have this power. He is a ninja, and he does some mind... There's the real Shredder, right? The real Shredder has... No, that's not the real Shredder. The one with his helmet off, I guess. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played this game. But, oh no, he turned me into a regular turtle. I forgot that was an attack. That's so sad. But yeah, the Shredder's Revenge game is really good. I played that when it came out. Me and my friends actually got online and played it, and it's the first time we played anything together in probably 5 to 10 years. It was so fun. Oh yeah, me too. Me too, dude. This is a quarter muncher for sure. Like, you just had... There we go. There's part 1 of Shredder. right? I thought there was Super Shredder. Freak the Foots, mingled the Mousers, and totaled the Technodrome. That's Turtle Power. But what about the Shredder and Krang? Burned to toast, vaporized to milkshake, or escaped to Dimension X? Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds or shells. All right. I forgot. Super Shredder doesn't show up until, what is it? Turtles in Time. So we beat the original 1990 Konami Turtles arcade game. Like I said, I did own this arcade cabinet, and it was one of my prized possessions. I loved this arcade cabinet, and I had a lot of fun with it. And unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. It got destroyed. But the memories I have will live on forever. And this was one of the arcade games that I always wanted to own. Like, even as a little kid, I said, man, if I could have the Turtles arcade game, that would be so cool. And luckily enough, I was able to own it. And man, it was so much fun. And it wasn't even just that I owned it. It was that I got to share it with other people in the game store, where I would have people come in and go, oh my gosh, you have the Ninja Turtles arcade game? I love this game. And then we would play it together, you know? It would be so much fun. So there we go. Game over. Let's enter in our initials. Skull and Bones, the game that's been in development hell for 7, 8, 9 years. So, hey, we got 333 points. We got first in the top 10 players. All right. Skull and Bones. Yeah. Skull and Bones is a game that, it's a pirate game, and I really, really want to like it, but everything that I've seen about it and heard about it is that it's a bad game. It's taken too long. They went to the weird, it's basically like a free-to-play game, but without it being free-to-play. It's $70, multiplayer only, and it doesn't look very interesting. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to do very well for Ubisoft. I think it's going to die on the vine. It's going to come out and no one's going to play it. I think it comes out at the end of the month, like in a couple weeks or something. There's a open beta right now, I believe, that's going on, and I'm not even going to try it. I watched someone play it a few months ago, probably back in December, I want to say, like November, December. They played it for 2 hours on stream, and they said, I don't ever want to play this game ever again, even though it's unfinished, but it's only been a couple months. So that was basically the main game. And they said, there's nothing here that's actually really interesting. It's a very basic multiplayer only game with a ton of microtransactions from what I know of. I might be wrong on that, but I'd rather play Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That's what I'd rather do. I'd rather play Assassin's Creed Black Flag again over Skull and Bones. All right, we are going to move on to Turtles in Time, because this is another arcade game that I loved playing back in the day. Oh, Black Flag is so good. I love Black Flag.
Pizza power!
Dude, this music rocks. The way that this game goes is a lot heavier, but they had a bigger budget. They realized, oh, the Ninja Turtles games are going to be really good, so they kind of like amped up everything about this game. All right, So we're gonna start out. Should we? Let's do this really quick here. Let's make sure the input is good for everything. I think that's right. We'll see.
Let's kick shell.
This is April O'Neil reporting.
Hold on. I don't think I chose the right turtle. Let's see here. But yeah, this game is kind of the one that everyone talks about. It's good for sure. Okay, so I'll choose it in a second. We'll watch this intro.
April O'Neil reporting.
So Krang is back. He steals the Statue of Liberty.
Hey, Krang, bring that statue back, you bloated beanbag.
All right, we got Big Oh, hold on. I'm playing the wrong. I thought this was the right version. Hold on here. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, something's happening. Hold on. Quick second here. My Launchbox is acting up here, so let me restart it real quick here. But this is the game that everyone talks about when they talk about Ninja Turtles. They go, "Oh, Turtles in Time. That's the better game." And I think it probably is a better game overall, but I actually prefer the original one, the one that we just played. A, because it's the first one. I have more memories of it. I owned it. It was basically all that type of stuff where I just prefer that one more. So let me get here. Let's make sure we got the right one. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, you like the original as more.
Let's kick shell.
This is the one because we needed to choose Michelangelo. Michelangelo is my favorite turtle, so we're playing through as Michelangelo. All right. Big Apple, 3 a.m. But this is the one that most people say, "Oh, this is the one." And look at how fast everything is. It has better reaction. It's just, it is a better playing game. It has more combos and attacks, animation, like everything. Donatello? Yeah, dude. Donatello's my second favorite. Mostly because I like purple. Purple's my favorite color. But I always liked Michelangelo more. He's more my my style. But man, dude, these games were so good. And just all that stuff, like getting flattened and stuff. Like, there's so much more to this game. But you just don't see people talk about it the same way as the original. They talk about this game in much more love, let's say. But it's a good game, and it's got those really cool little things like being able to throw the characters towards the screen and stuff. So what's really cool is this game was also on the Super Nintendo, and I played this game on the Super Nintendo Classic, that small little mini system that they came out with in 2017. And I actually brought it to Thanksgiving with my wife's family one year. And we all played through as the Ninja Turtles, and that was super fun. Like, we all played through it together. Oh, man. Okay, there's one life down. And Michelangelo's attack is much bigger. Look at how wide that attack is with those nunchucks. Nunchaku, as they call it. But yeah, dude, these games are classics. They're super fun. And now we got Baxter Stockman as the Fly character. And one of my favorite things about these Konami games is when you get a boss character down, their health super low, they start flashing, and you kind of know, oh, they're about to die. That's like the best part. Like that is always the best part. And he's starting to flash a little bit, see? So you know, okay, I've damaged him a decent amount.
Pizza time.
Yeah, I missed that too. You just don't see it anymore. He's got that glue gun, man. I loved the action figures of these too. These action figures were great. I had most of them. When the Ninja Turtles were popular back in the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, that's a great death animation. Back in the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Wow, why can't I say that?
Cool off, sucker.
I was an only child. I didn't have my sister yet, and so I got all the action figures. Any action figure I wanted, I basically had, and I had all of them almost. I even had the Technodrome, which was super, super cool. That was like one of my favorite toys, was the Technodrome. And so as I was playing through this series, or the first game,
Shell shock.
one of my favorite things I was saying, let's add a coin here.
Electric shell.
One of my favorite things that I was saying is that with these old school brawlers, you would have these environmental attacks and things in the level where you can hurt the enemies or they hurt you, depending on what happens. Like the foot soldiers with the manhole cover, they'll pop up and then throw the manhole cover at you, and you can actually knock the manhole cover back, and then also you can fall into the open manhole as well. So there's like multiple things going on with a single environmental section in the game, and that would happen all over throughout the game with a bunch of different stuff, and that makes a lot more variety as opposed to what a lot of these brawlers do nowadays, where they don't incorporate any of that stuff. It's just flat background sections like this, side-scrolling, but with nothing else. And that's where a lot of the brawlers from nowadays, like these indie games, just aren't very well made, is because they don't take into account the other extra stuff. I should have waited. I should have waited. I wasted that. There we go.
Cool off.
See, like that. Like, you don't have that type of stuff, that fire hydrant. You just don't have it in these newer modern indie titles, and that's where they get really boring and no one plays through them more than once because there's no variety. Like, they'll have a like hidden characters, but they all play the same. They're just like palette swaps or skins, and it just makes no difference. Also, I think enemies. All right, we got Metalhead, right? That's his name. Ooh, I had this action figure, and he was pretty cool. He's a pretty cool turtle character. Oh man. Come on now. Yeah, we got him in a corner. If you could get him in a corner and you kind of lock him in like that, there we go. He's gonna blow up. Ah. The only part about that is you get him in the corner and you miss like half the animation because he's like half off screen. All right, sewer surfing. Oh man, those are brutal.
My toes, my toes.
My toes, my toes. You hate this level, the sewer surfing level? Or the level that I just played? Yeah, I know. And then the pizza aliens that are basically straight up xenomorphs, right? Crazy. Like, they got away with that. Like, that is straight up just a xenomorph yellow. Oh no, I needed that pizza. Ah,
Oh, shell shock.
shell shock. All right,
Let's kick shell.
let's kick shell. Here we go. This I am finding much easier to manage, just because the attacks are faster. Like, your attacks are faster and do more damage than the first game. So I can get through this without dying as much. That first game is pretty rough. The attacks just don't do as much damage, and they're really slow attacks too. But we'll get through it. I mean, it's unlimited continues in credits. So unfortunately, I kind of messed up the death counter for today, because we got through most of the first game, and then I accidentally quit out of the game, and I did not reset the death counter. So the death counter is way higher because it's basically 2
Shell
playthroughs.
shock.
Ooh, man, that was a quick one.
Let's kick shell.
Let's kick shell. All right, let's take these guys out. Those gates, though, they're rough. You got to be on the ball with that.
Pizza time.
All right, pizza time. I like how he just kind of idle animation is just laying down and laughing. Ah, man, dude. I was never good at this part. They pop up really fast. And they do a lot of damage too. Is it 2 hits? Come on. Be done. Last one, right? Yeah.
My patience is wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
Doesn't sound like the Shredder, but whatever.
Prehistoric Turtlesaurus.
All right. Prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Wow. I cannot talk today. Ugh. So this is where this game kind of gets a little bit boring for me. I'm not really into time travel stuff for the most part, especially like BC. Like, I love dinosaurs and stuff, but like this just doesn't interest me. Like, I like seeing the turtles in their natural environment, being out of time. For the most part, I do dig the Western train level and the pirate ship. Those are 2 levels that I really like, but this level, the samurai level, I've just never been a fan of. So this is also one of the reasons why I prefer the first game over Turtles in Time. But so many people, probably because Turtles in Time was on the Super Nintendo, and the arcade game, the first one, the one that I just played, was on the NES, and most people didn't play the NES version, but they played a ton of the Super Nintendo version. Man, why can I not remember the Dimension X character, what their race is called? I know General Trag, but I cannot remember the name of them. You have the Triceratons, but those are the Triceratops guys, not these Rock Dimension X characters.
Power.
Here we go. All right. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. And I love all the different foot soldier enemies. Again, it gives variety, you know?
Oh,
Ooh.
shell shock.
Shell shock. All right.
Let's kick
One more
shell.
continue. Let's do it. Yeah. Dude, these games are great. I can play these games all day. They might not be the most advanced. They might not have a ton of technique, but they're always fun.
Forgot the sun cream.
Forgot the sun cream. And these were funny games too. Like, that's something funny. Like, there is a little bit of writing involved, clever writing, not just, dumb writing. And it made the game feel so much more complete.
Pizza time.
All right, pizza time. Here's the big old boss, Mud Monster. He looks like Clayface from Batman. See, like this, I don't find that enjoyable or creative. He's a mud monster, or clay monster, or whatever you want to call him. Goo monster. All right. I thought I was gonna get him. Okay, one death.
Man, I just had a shower.
Like that. I just had a shower.
I just had a shower.
That's good writing there for a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, there we go. And he has to sit down and laugh. That's great. Cowabunga indeed. All right. Here's a level I really enjoy. Skull and Crossbones. And we got Slash as the boss. Slash is rad with the newer IDW comics. Slash is really interesting in that. Like, really interesting. Same thing with Leatherhead. Slash and Leatherhead are actually really underutilized characters most of the time, but in the new IDW comics, they're actually really cool. And that's one of the things is last year I started reading through all the Turtles comics, and that was so much fun because I never read any of them before. And there's a ton of really good stuff. There's some bad stuff in there too, like just crappy writing. But those are few and far between, and that's all the more modern stuff, like super, like the last 2-3 years of Turtles comics are bad, like straight up bad. But 2009 through 2019, I think I would say, pretty freaking good. And then you have like even Eastman Laird came out with their Last Ronin stuff, which Last Ronin is such a good storyline that they're making a video game out of it. Like, dude, that's gonna be so much fun. And I think that's the game that we should have gotten from Rocksteady and not Suicide Squad. Because that Suicide Squad game, man, ugh, it's such a bummer. Oh man, he just knocked me out. I'm getting wrecked here. Okay, here we go. Ugh. Oh, dude, I know. Oh, there's another death. All right, let's kick some more shell. We only got one guy taken out. Come on now. Yeah, I really am bummed out about Suicide Squad. More for the fact that it's Rocksteady basically, being thrown into this really bad reputation. Like it's done such a poor job to their reputation, or taken a hit to it. Because Rocksteady basically could have done no wrong in my eyes, and pretty much most people's eyes. Everyone loves the Arkham trilogy. But then this Suicide Squad game, like where they're just forced to do microtransaction type of games as a service stuff, and just makes it just ruin the reputation of that company. Oh no!
Pizza time.
Yeah, pizza time. There we go. Come on now. Oh, that's right. I forget about that. Okay. Oh, it's Token Razor from the Turtles 2 movie. That's right. I thought it was Slash. Such weird characters. Like, if they were going to do a snapping turtle, like, I like Slash more than Razor. Or Toka. I can't remember which one is which. Here we go. Come on. I can get him in this little locked combo there. Ugh. Yeah, these games, unfortunately, because of the way they're designed to just eat your quarters, there's no real good combos. You know, you're gonna get hit no matter what type of stuff, unless you really dissect the game. You know, and there's definitely people who have done that where they've kind of figured out like game-breaking mechanics. But I'm not that type of person. I just want to have fun. I'm not going to sit here for 4 years of my life and dissect the code and, you know, figure out how to not get hit, because it really doesn't ultimately matter. Like, I can just sit here and play the game, eat the quarters, because they're fake anyways. They're virtual at this point. And just have some fun. Come on, come on. No, I didn't. I heard about how good it was. I've heard a lot of people talk about Returnal, but I've never played it. I know when it came out, it was PlayStation 5 exclusive, and I didn't have a PlayStation 5 until semi-recently.
Oh, shell shock.
Here, hold on. Yeah, I heard it was really hard. I heard it was pretty tough. Like, most people only were able to get to the second section after like 10 hours of playing it. And it's a roguelike, right? It's a game where it's run based. Like, you make runs. And I've never been really good at those types of games. But it came out on the PC. Oh, you finished it? Dang, dude. That's awesome. Aw. And now they're just reverted to their own little cool, cute little animal selves. All right, there's the pirate ship. And now we got the Western Railroad with Leatherhead. All right, hey, you're back. Awesome. Welcome back, dude. Oh yeah, bullet hells. I totally remember those. We were playing a little bit of Thunder Force 2 last night, and I love Thunder Force the series, but 2 was the one that I owned when I originally had my Sega Genesis, and I love that game. So we played a little bit of Thunder Force last night. Yeah, I always like those shooters. Those are fun. I'm just not great at them. They're really hard. Oh, Returnal is like a bullet hell, but in third person. Oh my gosh, dude. That sounds really interesting. I would love to try it. It's on PC at this point, right? Yeah, I would love to. That sounds really interesting. Okay. Maybe on the next Steam sale, I'll try and get it. Should be another Steam sale. This spring Steam sale should be in like a month or so.
I feel seasick.
Or the lunar sale, whatever they do for like Chinese New Year. I think they do that, and that's coming up soon, I think, too, right? Could be wrong, but whenever it goes on sale, I'll definitely get it, because that sounds good.
Pizza time.
Pizza time. Okay, we're managing this a little bit better this time. A little bit easier of a level. Man, I love this. This also, because it's a Konami game, it feels and sounds very similar to Sunset Riders. Oh, that's another game we should just do a Konami stream, a theme stream. Oh, that would be really fun. Just a theme stream of all the Konami arcade games. All right, there's another death. Dude, Sunset Riders was my jam back in the day. I actually don't have very... Excuse me a second. I don't have a lot of familiarity with Sunset Riders on the arcade. It was mostly the Sega Genesis. That's the one that I had. Or not the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo version. I had the Super Nintendo version, so I'm familiar with that, but not the arcade. So we should totally play some Sunset Riders on stream. That would be really fun.
Ooh, I feel seasick.
Oh, man. They made some real good games back then, man. It's such a shame that Konami basically doesn't make games anymore. And when they do, it's really crappy. Returnal must be like $30 now. Sweet, awesome. That's manageable for sure.
Oh, shell shock.
All right, there's another one. Ooh, that was a quick credit there. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be good enough to.
Oh, goody. Fresh turtles for lunch.
All right, we got Leatherhead. The thing is, like, some of these characters, like, just don't make sense. A, because they're being, you know, thrown back in time. Why are these characters in these settings as well? Did Shredder send them back too to kind of make sure that the turtles don't come back? But, like, why is Leatherhead the Western character? It just doesn't make sense to me. That's where a lot of these games in series could, like, do with a little bit of better storytelling. Like, because there's so little story in it, at least make the things in the levels make sense. Oh, man, seriously? Wow, that was quick. That was real quick. Ooh, he's got a good kick there. Oh, he's almost done. He's blinking real fast now. Dude, he is rough. He's real rough. Especially since he's kind of like stuck in this corner. I don't know what's going on. I feel like he should be. There we go. Oh, that was a bad death animation. What was that? 2 frames? Oh no, and then dead. I love that foot soldier symbol on the train at the very end there.
Neon Night Riders.
All right. Krang's android body. Another vehicle level. With the signs, like, that looks so cool. Like that open gap floating above the city, and then the signs. Oh, the Switch Contra game. Oh yeah, when is that coming out? Is that coming out soon? Yeah. I heard about it. I think I saw a trailer for it too. It's been a while. I've seen so much stuff lately. Everything's starting to melt together a little bit. But yeah, it's got that weird name, Galuga or Galaga, or it's not Galaga, but something kind of similar.
Shell shock.
All right, there's another quarter. Ah, we're wasting money today. Oh, I love all those hearts at the top there that we just missed. Okay, we need to get this guy. Man. This is rough. Released to be announced. Oh, okay. So there's no actual date yet. It looks really interesting from what I remember. Man, my throat is drying up. I'm gonna take a drink break in a second here. That's the one thing about arcade games. You can't pause them technically. I can, but normally you can't. Just gotta let your character stand there and die and then lose out and restart. or whatever. Give me 1 second here. All right. Let's kick some shell. And I probably should have messed around with the dip switch settings. Give myself a few more lives and things like that. It's fine. It's not a big deal. This guy. Okay, here's Krang. That android body is the coolest art direction style. I love the style and look of his android body. Always have. Even back in the 80s. With those weird 80s glasses, too. I've never owned a pair of glasses like that, but I always wanted some. I always thought they were super cool. Like Bebop's. Bebop and Krang have the same glasses, basically. Bebop's is just purple. Here we go. Here we go. Get him in that lock animation, dude. Yay, no problem. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for checking in, dude. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back at 11 tonight. If you don't show back up in this afternoon stream, I'll be streaming again at 11 Central Time. But man, thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. Hope you're doing well. All right. We almost have him. Almost. We're close. Get him in that lock animation, dude. Ah, one more. Yeah, see? That happens every time. You're gonna pay. All right, Krang. Cowabunga, indeed. All right.
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before.
All right, we're at the Starbase.
I'm trapped.
All right, dude. I think this is the last level. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. All right, there's one more coin.
I'm trapped.
Ooh, man. Yeah, it's getting tough, dude. This is some tough stuff here. Ooh.
I'm trapped.
All right. I would really like to be able to get better at this game. It's just, these games were just designed to not be fair, really. And I've never liked the fact that games are designed to be unfair. Like, I've always hated that. But these games have such a classic feel to them and good characters and writing and all that stuff. It's a little bit forgivable. A little bit. All right, come on. But it is hard to really actually say, oh, I want to get good at these games, because you just can't. The way that they're designed is just to be a quarter muncher. And yeah, you could play on easy, or you can learn to get really, 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 really good, but is it worth it in the end? I just don't think so. They're not that fun to where there's going to be variety. It's going to be the same game every single time. And then at that point, you're just memorizing animations and parts to stick on and stuff like that. Like, I don't value that. I value my time more. So I don't think I'll ever just sit here and go, oh, okay, we're going to spend a week learning every single facet of this game. It just doesn't, it's not something I want to spend my time on. There we go. I needed to get those things out of the way, dude. What are those guys throwing? They're like little lifesavers, they look like, but then they have spiky balls on, or spikes on them. Whew. We're taking some names right now, though. Let's get some pizza time. Man, I want pizza for dinner. Oh, I hope we get pizza for dinner. That sounds really good. Come on. Ooh, what's going on with the screen? Why is everything getting dark? Are we on Mars? What's happening here? I'm ready to fight Shredder. Oh, shell shock. All right. Well, we did better in with that quarter. I would actually love to be able to play some of these games and then do a stream where I actually have real money and see how much real money I spent on playing through one of these games, and then have that money go to something, like have it as a fund for something. I think that would be super fun. Pizza power. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that threw me for a loop, dude. Oh man. All right, here we go. Almost there. Yeah, I love hitting that stuff back at him. Just makes me feel good. All right, got some Krang action going on. Ooh, tough. Dude, this is gonna be rough. Oh, this is rough. All right. We got him blinking. Just barely, though. We need a little bit more. This sucks. Ah, man. Oh, he's going a little bit faster now. Blinking a little bit faster. Here we go. Here we go. Blinking a good amount now. Oh. Come on now. Come on. All right. We got him. We're going to get him. Man, dude. Here we go. He is close. He is close. Come on, Krang. There we go. I hate that they die off, like half off screen. All right, Technodrome time.
Technodrome, the final shell shock.
The final shell shock. All right, we got Super Shredder. Dude, look how rad he looks. And it throws off his stuff. So cool. Ooh. Ooh.
Shell shock.
We're close.
Let's kick shell.
We still have Super Shredder after this, but this is the final Shell Shock. Come on now. Come on. Dude, I'm not doing too bad on him, but he definitely does some damage.
Oh, shell shock.
Ooh, we'll get him. We're almost there.
Shell.
I feel like I shouldn't have gotten hit there. I feel like I was close enough. Or far away enough. See, that's the thing, is like you cannot not get hit on some of these games. As far as I know, like I'm sure there are people who would like know, oh, if you hit 3 times and then you hit the jump button and then cancel out of the jump at the last second in frame 128 about 900 frames like of animation, then you'll cancel out of it and be able to continue. It's like, I'm never gonna memorize that type of stuff. I'll never do that. One, because I just don't find it valuable. Like, so what? I use a couple more quarters or whatever. It's just, I just don't find that enjoyable when you break a game like that by memorizing animations and frames. It's why I don't like Dark Souls. Those frames and of animation and stuff like that, they are not very interesting to me to memorize animations of enemies. Come on, dude. But it's also why a lot of these beat 'em up games are not very good to me either. Like, so many people focus on the quote-unquote meta, the outside
Shell shock.
statistics of these games.
Let's kick shell.
All right, let's do it. Come on now. Whew. Man, it's rough. It's a little rough. Hey, all right. Cowabunga.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the Arc villain Shredder.
Yeah, we did it. Cowabunga. Let's get one of these.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga indeed. I don't know what's happening with Raph. Mikey is knocking him off and he's falling over. His face looks all weird and contorted. Oh yeah, dude. So that's Turtles in Time on the arcade, which, yes, is probably a quote-unquote better game with the mechanics. I just prefer the first one. I think the first one is much more interesting to me. And I think the Turtles in Time, the time gimmick, is not really good. I think the levels don't really do too much. The pirate ship and the...
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Yeah, we're not going to continue this. We can, however, save state it if we want. But yeah, that was the Turtles games on the arcade. There was just 2 of them. Ninja Turtles and Turtles Arcade, or Turtles in Time. Oh, that was fun. Today's stream is just going to be a little bit shorter because, hey, I got church tonight. I got other stuff I want to take care of and do before we go out to church. So we're going to end it on this. We're we're going to end it here, but we will be playing more tonight at 11 p.m. Central if you do join us. I'm not really sure what I want to play. If you have any types of games that you want to play, let me know, because I am now trying to figure out what to play before Wednesday. Wednesday, Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remastered come out, and so we'll start series fatigue on those. But I'm not really sure what to play in the meantime. We've got several streams of games to fill. And right now, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels. We already beat, the Donkey Kong Country series. We beat Batman on NES the other day. We beat Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers on NES yesterday. That was super fun. Played through some of Road Rash. Maybe we'll play a little bit more Road Rash, and then we're waiting for Beetle Hero 420 to come back so that we can finish up Ape Escape, move on to that too. But for right now, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single person who watches and follows and all that stuff. You can always check out my stuff at gameordie.net. That is my website. That's where I host all my game reviews and videos and podcasts. We'll be doing a podcast tomorrow afternoon in the afternoon stream. But until then, man, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful rest of your day. All right? I'll see you then. Bye.